pirate or privateer in service of the crown? For most sea raiders, that would have sounded impossible. But Henry Morgan's story was different. To Spain, he was a pirate. To English Jamaica, he became a man with an official commission. In that era, piracy had many famous names. Edward Teach, known as Blackbeard, operated in the Caribbean Sea and along the coast of North America in the early 18th century. He entered history as a symbol of pirate terror. His name was connected with the ship Queen Anne's Revenge, daring attacks, and the image of a man feared even before battle began. Bartholomew Roberts, known as Black Bart, became one of the most successful pirates of the Golden Age. Over just a few years, he was credited with capturing hundreds of ships. His vessels sailed off the coasts of the Americas, Africa, and across the Atlantic. Anne Bonny and Mary Read became the most famous women among pirates. They sailed with the crew of Calico Jack Rackham and took part in attacks in the Caribbean Sea. Their story became legendary precisely because figures like them were rare in the pirate world. Captain Kidd also began with official permission. He was sent to hunt pirates and enemy ships, but later he himself was accused of piracy. In 1701, William Kidd was tried in London and hanged. Against this background, the story of Henry Morgan took a different path. He was born around 1635 in Wales. Little is known about his early life, but by the middle of the 17th century, he had found his way to the West Indies and then to Jamaica. By that time, Jamaica was an English colony. Around it lay Spanish possessions, wealthy ports, and major trade routes. It was there that Morgan entered the world of the Buccaneers. At first, he was one of many sea adventurers. Then he became a commander whom others were willing to follow. He gained authority among men who lived by raids, plunder, and war against the Spanish. At the same time, Jamaica was governed by Sir Thomas Modiford. The governor needed men who could act quickly, harshly, and far from London. Morgan was the right man for the role. He knew the sea. He knew how to gather a crew. He had influence among the Buccaneers, and he was ready to fight against the Spanish. So Morgan received an official commission from the governor of Jamaica. The document gave him the right to gather ships and act against the enemies of the crown. He did not become a regular officer of the Navy. He remained a private sea commander. But now, his actions had a different status. To Spain, he was a pirate. To English Jamaica, he was a privateer with an official commission. That was what set him apart from most sea raiders of his time. Later, Morgan's name became famous through several major expeditions. In 1668, Puerto Príncipe in Cuba. That same year, Portobello on the Isthmus of Panama. In 1669, Maracaibo and Gibraltar in Venezuela. In 1670 and 1671, the expedition against Panama. These raids made Henry Morgan one of the most famous figures in the Caribbean Sea. Sometimes, fate decides more than the sword. Morgan found himself in the place where his skill in war was needed by those in power. And that is what made him not merely a pirate, but one of the most famous privateers in history.